like that in that, like, going for Clifford the big red dog, you were still, like, a kid. To be like, you don't care about money or winning a pay. You're like, I want a dog.
Never.
You're like, if I get this, I get a dog. That's what I want.
It was never about money. And, like, I feel like, obviously going to school and, like, doing acting, and when kids see you, like, I did Odd Squad, too, which was my first, like, big on-screen role. So, like, kids were like, oh, like, I saw you on Odd Squad, and how much did you get paid? That's always their first question. This is a Because Design Matters exclusive.
93.3. 93.3. This is Because Design Matters on CFMU. And I am here with
Niko Ceci. Hello.
Niko Ceci. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited.
I am also excited. How was your day?
It was good. I had school today. So it was like, it's always a little, interesting when there's school. But then I'm here, so,
That's a full day.
Full day.
What area of school are you in?
So I go to Etobicoke School of the Arts, which is Etobicoke, obviously. And yeah, it's an art school. I study music theater there.
Now what grade are you in?
I'm in grade 10.
Grade 10.
Yes.
You have a pretty good resume for grade 10 on the way.
Yeah. It's grade 10.
So it's like geography, history, radio performance. You just like
geography is only grade. I dropped geography after gone. So yeah, geography was grade 9, and now the only thing that's new is history, and I'm doing Comtech this year actually. And
I can't remember what you do in Comtech now. That's just computer stuff, or what?
Yeah,
what do you do
Comtech is like editing, a little animation. It's like, it's
good for you in the tool belt.
Yeah,
Good knowledge to know.
Exactly.
You're just talking about getting some video ready for some more stuff. So this single that you're here for,
yes,
this is the first single.
Yeah. Well. There was another single that I dropped in 2021 dark time for everyone. No, it was it was like a little Christmas song that I wrote, and yeah, it was cute, but I think I would call this my debut single, because this is really where I've been involved, and like I've written this this single. I've been involved with the production. I've worked on, I was telling you earlier, like now I'm doing a little bit of the music video. So this is like my first, like really single, like
you're like,
doing
I'm proud
everything.
of this is my first offering in the music.
Yeah.
The music lane.
Exactly.
So if you had 60 seconds, this camera, promote whatever you want to promote. Tell them why they should check out the single.
Okay. Well, I think that you guys should check out this single because I am 15. I'm working every day. This is my dream. I make music for people that, want to relate to other people and know that they're not alone. So the song is called Out of Control, and it's about being out of control and the fact that we're not all going to be perfectly fine all the time. And it's once again, it's relatable. It's a new perspective. You're gonna witness my rise up, because this is my first debut single, hopefully. And yeah, at the end of the day, I just think it's really good, and I put a lot into this single, and yeah, I think you're gonna enjoy it.
I think they're gonna enjoy it too. I heard it at the show the other night.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I did like it.
Thank
I
you.
think the audience had a good reaction to it as well.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's very catchy. Like it has that chorus, like the out of control little sneak peek.
See? That's live.
That was not very good, but there's
no tuning on that. There's no nothing. That's fresh.
A little sneak peek. But yeah, no, I think it's catchy. Hopefully, we'll see what happens, but I think it'll do pretty good.
You think they'll love it?
Yes.
You tell them the truth.
Yeah, I think you guys will love it.
Go check it out.
Yeah,
or miss out.
Go look at niko.ceci on Instagram. I'll put the link up to it tomorrow, or Niko Ceci, NIKOCECI on Spotify. And yeah, you can pre-save it tonight before tomorrow.
And it comes out at midnight?
It comes out at midnight tomorrow.
I guess. I don't like how midnight works with that. Where it's
it's like
midnight.
tomorrow. I don't.
I think there's confusion. I think they have that wrong.
I think so too.
They're probably not going to fix it, but I'm going to hold out. And maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But they might.
They might. You never know.
So prior to making music, you've done some other things. You're currently doing some other things.
Yes.
You be acting.
Yes.
You doing some voice acting.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess since I was like a toddler, my parents tell me that they knew that I wanted to be in the arts, and I was always singing and dancing, and I loved musicals like Annie and The Wizard of Oz and things like that. So my family just kind of put me in music lessons, and they were like, "Okay, go to see, a vocal coach and just see how it goes." So I started doing that. I did a musical at actually the U of T. I did a musical there when I was very young.
So how old were you when you were doing this musical at U of T?
6. Very young. And then from there, I also did gymnastics and dance too.
Yeah.
And
preparing
actually,
for all the stunts you'd have to do.
Exactly. So at gymnastics, one of the girls' moms in my class, she was a stunt woman, and she was like, your kid has a lot of energy. Maybe you should see my agent. And so, I got introduced to my agent. I've been with her since I was 7. 7 years old.
What were y'all doing at 7 years old? You're listening. What were you doing at 7?
Animation.
No, that was at 7. Yeah. I'm talking somebody listening.
Oh.
They were eating their boogers.
Literally. But, I feel like I've always just known what I want to do with my life, I guess. So, I got into animation.
At 7.
My first
animation.
7. My first role was on a show with Brooke Shields. It was called Creative Galaxy, and I did like 3 episodes on that show. Yeah.
Still, Brooke Shields, 7.
yes. And
so
then
that's time it out. 7 Brooke Shields.
7 Brooke Shields.
What's your next role after that?
My next role was Clifford the Big Red Dog. That was a series regular. That was my first series regular.
Unreal.
Yes, and we got a dog. That was the deal, because there was like millions of kids going for this role. Yeah. And I was like, okay, if I get it, I get a dog. My dad's like, oh, okay. Yeah, if you get Clifford the Big Red Dog, you can get a dog. And we got a dog.
Did you get a big red dog?
No. You know what? If my dog was red, she's a silver lab. So a lab. So if she was red, maybe she could pass for Clifford.
It could work. I like that in that, like, going for Clifford the big red dog, you were still like a kid, to be like, you don't care about money or winning a pay. You're like, I want a dog.
Never.
You're like, if I get this, I get a dog. That's what I want.
It was never about money, and like I feel like obviously going to school and like doing acting, and when kids see you, like I did Odd Squad too, which was my first like big on-screen role. So like kids were like, oh, like I saw you on Odd Squad, and how much did you get paid? That's always their first question.
Yeah.
And I always say like, it doesn't matter, because it never mattered for me. Like, it's always about the experience, and I just have such an adrenaline rush when I'm on set, so it's always what it's about for me.
Mm-hmm. No, I like that. It's like you enjoyed doing it, but it's such like a other kid question to be like, how much am I getting paid? How much are you getting paid? I mean, to be like, money?
No,
like,
exactly.
Like, you must be like a movie star. You must be rich now.
Yeah.
I saw you on the TV.
Yeah. Go, can you buy a Lamborghini? I'm like, no. It's not that much, y'all. But yeah.
Clifford the Big Red Dog, bottom a dog. That's a start.
Yeah, it's a start. And
so did you get a second dog when you landed Blue's Clues, or what's the deal there?
No. You know what? I had done a bit of work, so my dad's like, okay, I'm not making these bets anymore, because this industry, anything can happen. So no, Blue's Clues I did Blue's Clues for 3 years, and then puberty, my voice changed, and they're like, yeah, we gotta swap you out.
Now, Blue's Clues.
Yes.
What is your role in Blue's Clues? So
I play Cinnamon.
Okay.
Which is cinnamon.
Yeah.
A cinnamon shaker.
Yeah.
And I got the role from Allison Court, who did Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Okay.
And Allison had me audition for Blue's Clues, because she's like, I see you in this role. And it's obviously, and like I used to watch Blue's Clues, the original, when I was a kid, which was really cool for my parents, because they're like, oh wow, this is a full circle moment.
Yeah.
And it's from Blue's Clues. Then Allison wanted to see me for Pinkalicious, which was like a book series, and I did that show for about a year, which was another animation, which was also a big one because I saw Pinkalicious musical when I was a kid as well, which was a cool one. Yeah.
Just like lined up. It was
exactly.
meant to be. Because obviously, like, you were doing the voice acting well to get called back, but you must have been easy enough to deal with, because sometimes that's the thing with kids and directions and, know what I mean, like variables like that.
Look, that's when you're a kid, you have to have that talent, and you also have to be patient, and listening is the key thing, because obviously so many kids just don't listen and are not good listeners, and I was. And that's one of the things that helped me a lot. But, you know, after, I want to say, I think my last, like, year, like, grinding in animation was 12. And then I kind of took a break from animation because my voice had changed. So it wasn't, like, that kiddish role. And I feel like adult animation, it's always adults playing everyone. Like Family Guy, American Dad.
They
all
play
of
6 voices each and do a bunch of roles.
Yeah, so that's when it had kind of changed, and I transitioned into doing on-camera, which was, like, my first thing was a short film, and then I did Odd Squad, and then fast-forwarding a bunch of different things. My first lead role was 2023 in a Netflix show called I Woke Up a Vampire.
And that was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Did you say 2023?
2024 was when there was 2 seasons. So 2024 was when the last season dropped.
Which is 2024 is right now for anybody who doesn't know.
This year.
When did season 2 come out?
June.
Still fresh. It's in the algorithm.
Fresh.
Go watch it.
Go check it out. It was a great show. I filmed that show for 6 months on set, the full experience.
Who do you play in this show?
I play Kev Gardner, who is like a comic book nerd, the best friend of the main character, who is, in fact, a vampling, which is an offspring of a vampire. And so, yeah, I'm kind of navigating her through this new life that she has because I'm a comic book geek. This is kind of like my thing.
You have the knowledge. I watched a clip, and she's practicing punching the punching bag.
Yes.
And you're like, well, you're going to have to decide at 16 whether you're this or that, right? Like you had some of the knowledge for her.
It's funny you bring that up. That was a crazy scene to film. That was my first scene. I had a stunt double in that scene because I was being like thrown to the back of the wall. So that was to have a stunt double. It was cool. Looked nothing like me. It was like a 30-year-old blonde man with blue eyes. Like nothing, but you know.
It worked.
Yeah.
You got the job done.
It worked. But yeah, and I think.
What about the locker scene?
The locker?
Did you need a stunt double for that scene?
Yeah. So that's.
Was there a stunt double? No.
No. So basically, we filmed that in, I forget, it was a community center, and they had rented out this community center, and they gutted the entire place. They did the same thing with season 1. They gutted an abandoned school to build a new school. Makes so much sense.
They're like, it's got to be fresh, it's got to be clean.
Gotta be fresh. Yeah, I don't know. Find the lighting and stuff. But yeah, so they had gutted this place, and they built the house set there. It wasn't a real house, and they built these lockers, and for the whole season they built this specific locker so that I could be shoved into it. Love that.
How long do you stay in the locker?
Not long. It was like I get shoved in at the end of the scene, and then it was like 3, 2, 1 cut.
Yeah.
And
were you ever shoved into a locker in real life?
No.
Didn't live. No. I also didn't, so I guess I didn't live either.
I guess you didn't live either. But
there's still time for you, though. You're in grade 10.
You
could get shoved into a locker yet.
No, but I feel like high school like works in eras. It's like, listen, if you make it past grade 9, it's like now grade 10 you're cruising along, and then grade 11 and 12 you run the school, so it's like no one's doing that to you.
You're already at that time. Yeah. So this is the start. I guess you're halfway through grade 10. No.
Yeah.
You're prepared to run the school.
I'm prepared to run the school. It's, you know what? Going to an art school is like really awesome because I feel like even though there's so many different majors and so many different people that have different aspirations and goals, everybody has that common focus, which is in the arts, and everyone's so supportive. So like as soon as I put out the post, like the teaser for my song, I got like 200 people coming up to me the next day like, oh, listen, I pre-saved your song, I'm so excited. And you know, you're just not going to get that at a normal school.
No.
So yeah, that's what's cool.
Yeah, that's a good like energy to be in, like other creatives, and like that's what a lot of creatives look for after high school and after university. So to be at a school where that's already there.
And fun fact, Etobicoke School of the Arts, the only full art school in Canada. It's sad.
I
know. It's sad.
Yeah.
Because I
Should
feel
have
like
more.
the arts are always the first thing to be cut from everything.
Yeah.
Schools. So
And they're like budget. They're like, yeah, get rid of the paintbrushes. Pack it up.
Literally. It's always visual arts first, actually. So, yeah, it's good to have that type of community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's a good thing. And then, when did you start? No, you just entered this Lawson's vocal group community now, right?
Yeah, well,
I asked you the question the other day, and I think you said a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, so basically what happened was, okay, I have been working on this song for 2 years. Mm-hmm. I'm the type of person, and I feel like I've just got out of this habit of like honing in on like, oh, this is not perfect, and then I finally realized it's never going to be perfect to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just good to like get it out there and see what people think, and it's great. It's I've gotten outside opinion, and for the most part, I've gotten really, really good reviews.
It's got to be a good feeling to like put something out that you've been working on for so long.
Exactly. So anyways, my dad, actually, who's out there, he goes to a gym, and he walked in one day, and he was really stressed out, and he was really upset. He was like, oh, I'm trying to figure out how to help my son. Like, I see he has these dreams. And his trainer, who was running the class, was like, hey, I work for a different radio station. And she was like, I can introduce you to this guy, James. And then James Favron, who we were later introduced to, was like, hey, we have this cool gig. And so he introduced me to Lorraine, who runs the Lawson Vocal Studios. And then I got into that show.
Shout out Michelle. Is Michelle?
Yes, Michelle.
See, now it's all forming. Now I figured it out.
Now, yeah.
I recall. I think I remember James telling me some of this story. Shout out Mr. James Favron.
Yes.
Bringing this all together.
Thank you.
And then you're at the... I always mess up the name. You say it's the Rivoli?
The Rivoli, yes.
You're at the Rivoli.
Yes.
In the lineup.
Yeah.
What were those 2 covers you did?
I did Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish and Rihanna, and Stay by Rihanna. Yeah, so 2 very iconic songs. I was very worried. I play guitar, and I think that I'm definitely not a beginner anymore, and I think this was when I first realized it, because I was like, wow. Like, I can really, like, I loved doing it, and so, yeah, I really, really was working, and, like, really, I was, like, every hour of the day for the past 4 days I've been on the guitar, extensions on my homework. I'm like, listen, I have bigger priorities right now.
Like, I gotta perform Rihanna next week.
Right. So I was, and it all worked out, and I wasn't stressed out, and it was amazing. It was the first time I performed my new single, and yeah, it was awesome. It was the first time that I was really able to be on stage as like an artist and not like a recital, if that makes sense, which was cool.
Sure, yeah. That's like you were one of the poster names, you know what I mean? Like one of the advertised acts for the show. You know, I think that's cool. So when you're doing the filming from these other shows, is that locally? Is that not locally?
So, like the acting shows, it's all over the place. Yeah, I've done all Canadian stuff. Like, it's all mainly downtown. Yeah, for I Woke Up a Vampire, we shot in a school downtown. Oh my gosh, where was it? I can't remember right now, but yeah, it was a school downtown. So yeah, all Toronto, but I hope to move to America. I've been very, very close on so many roles that are like LA. You wouldn't believe it, but that's the industry.
That's how it goes. You gotta keep shooting.
Yeah, and keep going.
It's not about the ones you miss. You keep going, right?
Yeah, if you get 1 in 50, you're lucky, honestly.
Now, is this where you're gonna try to start like sliding the music into the film? Be like,
yeah,
hey, I should play somebody who also sings.
Listen, movie musicals, those are the things that I've been really, really close to booking. And honestly, it all comes down to age. I think the last time I auditioned for a movie musical was when I was 13. It was 13 the musical. No, sorry, I was 11, and it was 13 the musical. And I was right down to the last cut, but listen, it's age, because the industry kind of works like when you turn 13, then you can work more hours than 16. So it's like if you're 11, it just makes everything more complicated.
So you're saying it's getting better?
Yeah, it's getting better.
It can open up.
Yeah, it's getting better. And
say Geometry Who.
Exactly. And I would love to work on something like a Disney movie or something like that, because, I mean, the goal is to get signed to like a record label like Disney Music or Universal Music, because from there I can really build an audience. Like, if people watch me on, like, let's say a Disney movie musical. They can be like, oh, let me go listen to this guy's music and, you know, see how that works. So, yeah, I feel like that's the next step.
That's a good intro for, like, because it's a combination of, like, the music, and they see you in person, they hear you talk, and it, like, builds a personality that they can then get interested in, right?
Listen, everything plays a role, so that's why, like, I sing, dance, act, and obviously I have things that my main things are singing and acting, but dancing I keep up with just to, like, to keep it going, because I'm like, if that role ever comes, resume. Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you have a dream role? Obviously a Disney musical.
Yeah, Disney musical for sure. Listen, there's so many different roles that I would love to do in my lifetime, but to pinpoint a few of, like, my favorite of all time, I think I Woke Up a Vampire was my first check mark because I loved Harry Potter. I loved supernatural.
It's like a genre.
Yeah, the supernatural genre. So as soon as I could do that, I was like, awesome. Check. I think my next one would be something like Glee would be cool. Something like that, like a sitcom, but also that has movie music. I would love that musical element. Yeah, that musical element. I would love to do a serious, and I have a few things that are kind of in the pipeline right now. A serious movie that's like really challenging my acting, because I feel like I've played a lot of those like kid roles, which have been amazing, and I would do it 1,000 times over. Yeah. But I think it would be so awesome, because I know I can, to like challenge myself to see the depth that I can go to for these roles.
Which, now it's like fun roles, right? Like your character's playing a like light.
Yeah, I feel like I've always played some sort of spin-off of myself, and I feel like every role you're always playing on life experiences, but to play more of like a character would be cool. I would also love to play an actual person, like you know how they do those like obviously like the movies, like there's the
biopics,
Priscilla and the Elvis and like the monsters.
They're doing the Bob Dylan one right now. Yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
I would love to.
Who would you want to play? This is the other extra microphone. This is the pressure microphone. Michael, look at this.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of like by the time. I'm trying to think of icons in our generation right now. Shawn Mendes, maybe.
I can see you playing a Shawn Mendes. I can see it.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been told that our music is very similar. So if you guys like Shawn Mendes, tune in. Yeah, I feel like maybe that type of vibe.
Listen, Shawn Mendes, look at the camera right now. I'm cutting to you.
Shawn Mendes.
He's ready.
Let's collab.
Look at him. He's you,
on
Shawn
my
Mendes.
Next song. Please. But yeah, no. There's too many. But yeah, there's so many different things that I would love to explore.
Do you have any like actors that you want to work with? Obviously, there's these icons, but is there anyone like specifically that you've always liked?
Yeah. Oh, there's so many. Okay, first I say this every interview. Helena Bonham Carter. Listen, you do.
I do.
So the Crown.
I don't even think I can spell that. Let's try to spell that.
Helena. Helena.
I can do Helena.
I think it's.
You said it too quick. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's Tim Burton's wife.
Oh, she's phenomenal.
So she was the Queen of Hearts, Harry Potter, Bellatrix Lestrange. Yeah. So many. She was from the fairy godmother to Bellatrix Lestrange to the Queen of Hearts, the Crown. She played Queen Elizabeth's sister on that. She's just so diverse and so complex, and I'm just so inspired by her. I'm trying to think. Tim Burton, shocker in the family, but I love everything Tim Burton, like The Corpse Bride, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Wednesday recently.
Yeah,
everything he does is iconic, and everything he does is like amazing, and just brings new perspectives onto everything and new ideas, and I feel like innovates the industry every time he drops something new. So I would really love to work with him. I'm trying to think of recent actors that I've really, really loved. I would love to work with some of the people on Glee. I know we went to see Lea Michele last summer on Broadway. She's so amazing. Yeah, there's too many.
It's a long list.
There's too many.
You're in grade 10.
I know.
So there's so much time.
There's so much time, so many different people.
To be putting out your first single, grade 10 right now, is a great time to like get that other ball rolling. You already got one ball rolling.
Yeah.
And you're like, let me get this one rolling too.
Yeah, exactly. That's the goal.
Because it's your 10,000 hours, right? It's how long you work on something and all this stuff. So to get working on things early like that and be in this art school, I think that's
Exactly. And I just think that like if you don't do it, when will you? Like, if you don't do it now, when will you? Like, and that's something that I was saying, like, I had to kind of cope with. And oh my God, sorry, I almost coughed. I did cough. I had to understand, was like, I need to drop this. I need to, like, do this now. I don't really care what people think, because, like, that was a big thing. I went to an all-boys school. A lot of them played hockey.
Sure.
Most of them, amazing. Yeah. Some of them, not so amazing. Not so I feel like that kind of just, like, installed a little bit of, like, insecurity of, like, it's not even that they were mean. It was just, like, they weren't used to seeing a boy who was singing and dancing and acting. And they're like, hey, I'm going to hockey practice. And I was like, hey, I'm going to dance rehearsal. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. And so... And
at a younger age, anything that's different, they immediately...
Different. That's the key word.
Differently, right? It's just like they... And it's not always... Nice.
Exactly.
You didn't get shoved in any lockers?
No.
Good start?
No lockers. No lockers.
But they don't always have a reaction to something that's not like them, and that's just natural, right?
Yeah, so it was something that I had to overcome, and I did, and here we are, so...
Who's your inspiration? Who taught you this knowledge of, if you're not going to do it now, when? Who inspired you with this? Because that's a good mindset to have
that one,
at a good age.
My dad. That one, my dad. My dad is... And he, just like everything he sets his mind to, I feel like he does. And, you know, he grew up nothing, you know. My grandparents were immigrants. He came here and he was like, listen, I want to, he's done everything, literally. He's owned nightclubs, which is, I think, one of the things that kind of got me into, I was always surrounded by music. Even my mom, my mom was always into music, but my dad owned nightclubs, and so that was one of the, there was always music going on. And then he owns a pizza place. So yeah, he's just always said, like, whatever you want to set your mind to, do it. And there's always some way you can innovate an industry and bring a new creative perspective and do something that's never been done. The pizza place that he owns is called Blondie's Pizza. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I have heard of Blondie's Pizza.
And he does the marketing, not the cooking, but the marketing. And he wanted to do pink boxes. That was his thing. It's like pink boxes with like a little mouth. And everyone said, you're crazy. Pink boxes? That's going to be so much more expensive to manufacture. Like, why? And he's like, you'll see. And that was like one of the driving, obviously the pizza's amazing, but that's one of the appealing factors. So that's where I learned it from. My mom is also super, super a strong woman. She has taught me so much about like everything, honestly. But when it comes to like some of the things that she's taught me specifically, it's that focus on the talent and focus on working on your craft, and it's all gonna come. Because I feel like I was like, how can I get myself out there? And she's like, look, focus on singing, focus on dancing, focus on honing in on your craft, and you're gonna do amazing things. So that's one of the things she's taught me.
It's like getting really good at what you do.
Yeah.
And then the other stuff will come if you're good at what you do.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you run to the other stuff and the product you're bringing isn't good.
Yeah. And she's my biggest supporter, honestly. Like,
I think I saw her the other day.
She's my biggest supporter. She's always dancing. Like, even when I was singing along, she was like screaming and like singing the words. And every time I post, another thing with social media I kind of got into, I've always been big on like short comedy videos. And here's a story. So I started doing TikTok 6 months ago, and I was stuck. I had 200 followers. I was like, damn, how am I going to break into this? And I started these like short, funny clips about school and parents, and it just blew up. I got to a point where every post I put out was getting 1 million views, 300,000 likes. I had like 20,000 followers, and then I got banned. But I got banned, and I didn't do anything. But I'm going to get my account back in April, and I started a new account 2 weeks ago, and I already have like 4,000 followers.
What'd you do?
Pardon?
What'd you do? You did something.
I did same thing.
What'd you do?
No, listen. I think...
Don't you lie on this radio.
I think TikTok has this new thing that's like detects kids, and I think you have to be 13 to be on TikTok, and I'm 15. So it thought that I was 13, but then when I had sent it my birthday, it was like, okay, you can have your account back, but you can't have comments till you're 15 or 16, which I didn't know. But
so many tiers.
Yeah, there's so many tiers. But
So many tears when you got locked out too, I'm sure. Like
exactly. But every time I posted a new video, my mom's the first comment, like, oh, that's so funny. Even if it was targeted towards her, she's like, this is so funny. Yeah. So yeah, she's my biggest supporter.
No,
love it. That's
really nice. Sounds like you got good support system in going into
I do.
This, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going into an industry where there's lots of feedback and you're putting yourself out there in front of the public. So to have that like good core.
Yeah.
That's
I'm definitely blessed.
Obviously TikTok is good for promoting things.
Yeah.
And that's why so 6 months ago you started. What made you jump on TikTok and start doing it? Because you knew the music was coming. Was there something that pushed you to go there?
I think that it was when the industry started slowing down a little bit 6 months ago.
Sure.
Or it's been a little bit slow since the strike. Mm-hmm. But anyways, after the strike, it's been a little slow. So I was like, look, I have a lot of time on my hands right now. Why not start TikTok? Mm-hmm. And so I did. And I just really started posting random, funny, like the top of my head. And I think the first TikTok to go viral, I filmed at the back of my classroom eating chips. And it was like when the teacher is arguing with the student. And it was like an arguing TikTok. And I was like, with my chips. And I was like, and it was like, it was one of those things that just clicked. And I was like, okay, wow, like, why did that happen? And I started studying, like, the algorithms and, like, okay, so, if I put keywords in the hashtags, that's going to get me onto a certain page that's going to be my niche of people, of, like, comedy and, like, really honing in on a certain group of people. So, like, teenagers is, like, my thing to, like, and students to make it relatable.
Yeah.
So, I just kind of started getting into it, and I was like, the thing was my single was coming out, so I was like, okay, I can keep going, and I'll get it up to there by the time my single releases. And I have the account now. I think it has like 27,000 followers, like 5 million likes. And so, I'm going to definitely be promoting that tomorrow on everything.
On all the places.
And also, another thing is just TikTok's like the thing. Like, I feel like social media evolves every, like, 10 years. Like, it was MySpace. Yep. And then it was, like, I don't know all of them, but then it was, like, Facebook. And then Vine. And then Instagram. And then Musical.ly. And then it was TikTok. So it's like, I could post on Instagram. And there's probably some people, but it's all on TikTok. So it was, like, all about kind of finding where it's at right now.
Yeah. Putting it in the right spot.
Exactly.
Call it internet syndication. To be like, you take the clip, you already got the clip. All right, give it to TikTok.
It's
give
all
it to
about
Instagram,
the clips.
Give it to YouTube Shorts.
Yes.
Put it where there's people's eyes.
And look, kids my age, including me, have a very short attention span. So it's like...
I've heard. That's the story that's out there.
That's another thing is like getting people's attention within literally the first half of a millisecond, or else they are scrolling. Their thumbs are like... I don't even know how fast my thumbs...
And I'd be telling people 6 seconds, but I'm glad you've adjusted to the reality of it.
You have a
half a millisecond in this clip to get their attention. We already lost them.
Yeah.
Next clip. Now we just move on.
We lost them.
I've been doing rapid fire questions because I'm like, that's a clip, next clip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We were talking before. I was like, I don't do 2-hour interviews anymore because 2 hours is a long time.
It is.
You can't cut that down into YouTube Shorts. The week's not long enough.
YouTube Shorts is another big thing, but I feel like it's podcasts and radio. That's the thing that's really sticking.
Or it's like topical stuff. Like I find like anytime I put something on YouTube Shorts where it's got somebody's name in the title, because when you go to YouTube, most of the time you're searching something. So if I type in Justin Bieber, and your short has Justin Bieber in the title already, it can kind of bump up and go there.
That's another thing that I've learned over like studying social media is like, I guess, being controversial. And being controversial doesn't have to be a bad thing.
No.
It can just be a different opinion, a different outlook, something that makes you stand out. And so I feel like that's like the big thing is like, be unique, be yourself, and don't be... This is another thing that my parents have like taught me. Don't say what you think people want you to say. Because I used to like... I've been doing these interviews since I was like 8. And I used to like, what would people want me to say?
Yeah.
Like, what would it... And I'm like, why do I care? Like, let me just say what I want to say and what I think. And I think that's what really will make you stand out. And that's what I think makes me stand out from my music too, is like, it's not necessarily what like everybody wants to hear, but it's the truth, and it's kind of the reality of it, and it's a unique take, and it's Yeah.
It's authentic, right?
It's authentic. That's the word.
To go into those rooms and be yourself and present yourself goes a long way because they can tell you're not trying to copy something else.
And even auditions, that's another thing that I've learned is like, be authentic, because there's literally millions of kids going in for one project. What would make me stand out over all of these people? So, for example, for I Woke Up a Vampire, I think they liked my audition, obviously, but I think one of the things that made me stand out was like my wardrobe. I wore like this huge, fluffy. I don't even know. It was like a sweater, but it was like I was trying to make it like a cosplay almost because I knew my character was into comics. So it was like, things like that.
Just what you thought they would wear. It's like this really like
exactly build a character. Yeah,
I like that. I think you got a lot figured out for 15. You're on a good road. I was watching Matthew McConaughey talking. He was saying the idea of he's like the person who's trying to like be cool or like fit the space that they think you want them to fill. Never comes off as cool. Always comes off as hungry. Always comes off as like wanting your approval. He's like the person who presents himself as themselves comes off as cool and comfortable.
Wanting approval. Right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't.
No?
I mean, obviously I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody wants a little bit
like, I
of
like
approval.
it, but I don't need it.
It's like, for anybody that I want the approval of supporting people. Like, the haters, I don't care. No. I don't care. I really don't. So it's like,
sorry
don't
guys.
leave that hate comment because I don't care. Like,
I don't care for it. Don't care to read it.
Yeah, even I remember when like I would do like the media things for like I Woke Up a Vampire, the media meetings, and my dad was like, okay, you're gonna get obviously some more traction. Like maybe turn off your comments, and I'm like, I'm not turning off my comments because I don't care. Yeah. Like, you leave a hate comment. Great. Boosts my algorithm, pushes my video out more. Like, thank you so much.
Leave a couple. Break it up into a couple comments.
Exactly. Like I remember I saw Cardi B in this interview, and she was like, all of my haters that are like streaming my music and like making fun of it, like, you're paying me, so thank you. Yeah. You're being those controversial titles that get me views.
Get more views than the like, oh, this is so great comment, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
What advice would you give someone who's 7 years old and wants to pursue the same path as you?
Keep going. Push yourself. Keep going. And listen, this is some advice I heard from the amazing Kris Jenner. If someone tells you no, you're talking to the wrong person, okay?
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Never take no for an answer. Never let people tell you who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do. Only you can decide that, and only you can dictate your future. And I think that, listen, there's going to be bumps in the road. If I just stopped after, I didn't book. Listen, I've auditioned for some big movies, It was a big movie that I almost did, and I didn't get it. And if I stopped after that, I wouldn't have gotten the Netflix show. So it's all building blocks, and it's all about pushing yourself. And so
they're gonna be like, if I didn't stop after Clifford, I never would have got the Blue's Clues. And now you're just doing more than anybody's done there. like my resume is bigger.
No, but every road and also another thing is treat everybody with respect and treat everybody like nicely and kindly. I remember when I would go on set, I listen, like I said, everybody works their way up in the industry. Sure. I was an extra at one point. I was a background actor at one point. And I remember going into my show, one thing that my agent said and one thing that I wanted to keep in mind was treat everybody equally. You cannot make a movie without everybody there. Yeah. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the people that are catering. You can't have a show without them. So it's I really, really would say, and you never know who's going to become who. Sure.
Or who knows who already.
Who knows who.
Who's going to put in a good word or say, hey, that guy was kind of not nice.
And you need to put yourself in the shoes of other people, and you just always want, no matter what you're doing, I don't care what you want to do, you always want to be in a good environment and always want to be treated with respect. And you should treat people how you want to be treated, the basic key rule. So that's the advice that I would give, and stay humble.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Timbit?
I haven't had Timbits in a hot minute, but what's the honey crit? The honey, is Is it called
Something like that? Honey cruiser?
Honeydew. Honey
dip.
Honey dip.
We get there.
Honey dip.
Honey dip.
And the Justin
favorite
Bieber ones. That was the last time I had Timbits.
You're like, I'm gonna go for the
So
Justin
good.
Bieber ones.
The Justin Bieber ones. Yeah, I love sweets. Everything sweets. Anytime it's trending, crumble cookie, anything.
Have you had the crumble cookie?
Yeah, and can I tell you, they are so delicious, but I feel so bad about myself after I eat them. So bad about myself. I'm like, wow, did I really just do that?
It was a huge sugar ball.
They're so good.
Food you just can't eat it every day. Food's your thing?
Listen.
Favorite kind of potato?
Sweet potato fries. I think you asked me this like on the interview.
I forgot to ask that other show too.
And also
doesn't count. We're here. The potato questions are running.
Yes, and also another potato that I recently got into was like you know the little like when you first get like a pack of potatoes, they're like the little potato balls, and you like season them. Like my mom puts like oil and salt, and then she like smashes them down.
Make it a little extra crispy, maybe.
Yeah, so it's like the potato skin gets like crispy, and then it's get into it.
That's pretty good.
Very good.
What about a tater tot? You like a tater tot?
Yeah. Yeah, or like the little breakfast potatoes.
Ooh, those are good, dude.
Yeah, my school makes good tater tots.
Do they?
Yeah.
As they should.
My weakness. I could live off potatoes. I feel like, wasn't there a thing, like the potato, what was it called? The potato something. That was an actual thing. And everybody lived off potatoes.
Back in the olden days, maybe?
Yeah, it was like a
famine,
and it was like,
potato famine?
well, think about it. Fries, baked potatoes,
mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Scalloped potatoes.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. But there's a lot of different things you can do with potatoes.
I feel like everything else, we don't do that many things with.
Gnocchi, which is like a type of pasta. You make them for
potatoes.
Wait, do you?
I don't
know.
Is it potato?
Yeah.
I don't think I like gnocchi. I don't like that one. Everybody's trying to sell me. I like some pasta. But
love pasta.
What's your favorite place to eat?
Recently Wingstop.
You're supposed to say Blondie's.
Where?
Blondie's.
But Blondie's Pizza, guys. No, listen, Blondie's Pizza is amazing, but Wingstop has been my weakness. I don't know do you know like what a mukbanger is? Okay, so it's like it's people that like eat on camera. So like, have you ever seen them? And like, I'll be in school or like starving like in the car, and then I'll see someone have like the Wingstop, literally the Wingstop. That's where I got into Wingstop.
Bring me pain. I'll be hungry and see it.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So that's where I got into Wingstop.
Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, literally. And then, yeah.
What's your order from Wingstop?
I always get the boneless chicken 10-piece with, I like Cajun honey garlic.
Okay.
Barbecue. And then I always get the fries, voodoo fries with Cajun seasoning.
I think I've had voodoo fries. What's voodoo fries?
It's fries with, you have to get the Cajun voodoo fries, Cajun seasoning, ranch, cheese. So good. So good. So good.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on the Wingstop list.
Do it.
Because I like me some Wingstop.
Have you been?
I've been to Wingstop.
So good.
I love Wingstop. We need more Wingstop in Canada.
Yeah.
Whoever's in control of the Wingstop operation, Rick Ross, I don't know. No. Bring me more Wingstop.
No, literally. I feel like it's always a trend where it's like, you know, Canadians, we always get everything second. So it's like, whenever an American thing comes here, it's like, oh my God, like it's
game,
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, you could not get, you'd have to wait in a line for 3 hours.
Here, it was insane.
And now it's like, it's Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, you're over it.
And then it's like crumble cookie's dying down. Yeah. And like, honestly, Wingstop isn't, there's a Wingstop right by my house, and it's like not that bad. So like, you know what I mean? Like as the quicker things like grow and like the more locations, it's like, you realize it's not much to it.
No,
it's chicken.
I was in Toronto and I was going to go to the Wingstop, one of the Wingstops, I guess. And I thought I like had it nailed down. I'm going to get some Wingstop. I'm going to sit in there. I'm going to eat my Wingstop.
So long,
and
right?
Wasn't it one of the like Uber Eats like drop ship type locations? So it's just like you order it and pick it up. And I wanted to like sit down and eat, and I'm in a hurry. And now I have to like.
It's also messy.
I had to go somewhere else. Yeah, Wingstop. I don't want to eat Wingstop in the car.
No.
I want something proper.
Yeah.
I need a table.
Yeah.
I need some napkins.
Exactly.
It's important elements.
Yeah. Yeah.
They tricked me.
Listen, get some Wingstop tomorrow and play my song on repeat. Outta Control. Get
all
into
day.
It.
Get some Wingstop.
All day, every day.
Get out of control with the Wingstop. Get some extra sauce. Get some extra garlic sauce.
Get out of control. Go crazy. Yeah. Go crazy.
Get 2 wings orders.
2 orders.
Not 2 wings. 3?
Why not?
Go more.
Listen.
What's the fries called? Voodoo fries.
Voodoo fries.
Double up with the voodoo fries. You're not going to regret it.
You heard it here first.
You're not going to regret it. Now, can I get you to do 2 things?
Yes.
And I have a couple more questions for you. But
yes,
let me just say, this is a Because Design Matters exclusive.
This is a Because Design Matters exclusive.
And now say your name and that you've been watching Because Design Matters.
Hi, my name is Niko Ceci, and I am watching Because Design Matters.
I gotta rephrase that one. I'd be messing people up. You're a professional. You do the voice acting.
Yes. Oh, no. No.
I feel like I should have prepared more lines for you.
Oh, no.
Say, up next, the weather.
Up next, the weather. Up next, the weather.
Now say, this next guest is James Favron.
This next guest is James Favron.
Now say, sorry, we've run out of time for James Favron.
Sorry, we've run out of time for James Favron. That was like Weatherman mixed with like Siri. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. Off the top.
I'm limited now. My voice doesn't go that crazy anymore.
You used to be able to hit the higher notes.
Yeah, like my voice is like, oh my god, am I gonna do this right now? Hi, Pinkalish. Oh my god, I can't even do it. But it was that high, and like I went in to do a Pinkalicious podcast the other day, and I had to because it was like a podcast that they were like, let's just have you back, and I was like, they had to pitch me up with auto-tune because my voice was that low. Yeah.
A Pinkalicious podcast. So it's a kid show.
Yeah, they do a lot of like...
But they're doing a podcast?
Yeah, they do a lot of like with kid shows. Once it's been on the air for like a couple seasons, they'll like turn it into a podcast for kids to listen to, like in the car or like things like that. Yeah.
Just trying to adapt.
Yeah, exactly.
With all the things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, it's a Netflix show that you're currently on.
Yes.
2 seasons out.
2 seasons. That's the $1 million question.
I gotta hold up the third finger.
Listen,
is there a third finger coming?
My TikTok comments, all, where's season 3? We loved you in season 3. We want season 3, please. And I'm like, guys, I wish I was a producer at Netflix and could put $30 million into another season, but I'm not. But listen, the show is amazing. Our creator, Tom Lynch, one of the most amazing people I've ever literally, that man, the ideas, he is so creative. He on the spot, like he would give me such good guidance for my character, and I would be like, wow, that is really, maybe you should play Mike, you know what I mean? Like he was so good. And yeah, just so listen, I feel like there's always a possibility for a spin-off or another season, but at this moment, nothing right now. But listen, there's always going to be something else.
Keep commenting. Keep saying you want it.
Email Netflix. I'm not the one, guys.
Know who I could see you
I'm not the one that makes the big decisions.
No.
I'm just employed.
Comment on Netflix page.
Yeah, go to Netflix page. Not mine. I can't do anything.
Comment all weekend on the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul?
Oh my god.
Jake Paul fight.
That?
Who do you think's going to win?
Come on.
Who's going to win?
Mike Tyson. Are we kidding? Jake...
You're the youth. Maybe you're going to represent for Jake Paul?
Listen.
Jake Paul, right? Yeah, it's Jake Paul.
I'm not going to say too much, but
let
me not get too much on this topic, okay?
Fair.
Jake Paul is... You know what? I used to watch Bizaardvark, which was with, like, Olivia Rodrigo. That was her... That was her, like... That was when I would watch her. Like, she was an actress before she was a singer. Now she's a freaking... star.
Yeah.
But she was always a star.
Out of this world.
But yeah, Jake Paul was on this Disney show, Bizaardvark, and yeah, so I feel like I don't know like what he could do, but I feel like he's a YouTuber. And Mike Tyson. I don't think Mike Tyson was ever on Bizaardvark. You know what I mean? Like Mike Tyson, you know what I mean?
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
But everybody tune in and stream it only on Netflix.
Yeah. Only Is it on Netflix?
It's
Is
on
it on
Netflix.
Netflix? Is it?
It's only on Netflix.
Okay, but do you think that like the whole? Because I feel like Mike, come on, like
It's
I feel like if
crazy.
Mike Tyson really wanted to, he could get like a knockout first round. So I'm wondering if it's like a PR
You
thing.
think it's staged?
Maybe. I don't necessarily know.
I'd say it's definitely a PR thing too.
Yeah, because
right?
I feel like they're cool. Like I've seen videos of them. Like they're not like they don't have beef.
But it's like as time goes on, people get close to the fight and they start talking a lot of smack.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? I do want to knock you out.
Do you remember the fight? Oh my God, this might have been like 2021. Austin McBroom. No, it was like a big fight. I think he might have fought like Logan Paul or something.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's that sort of
I mean,
thing.
they also have their Prime, which is like huge right now. So like it could be something.
It's
for
a
that.
good thing for Netflix to launch as their first fight.
Yeah.
To be like, it's Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, like
Exactly.
a legend forever, and someone who the like people who like legends don't like. They're like this new guy.
Well, also I think it's so genius. Hey, Netflix, so genius.
Yeah, you guys are kind of great.
So
ideas.
genius.
Yeah.
That they're like bringing two age groups together because it's like, oh, like Jake Paul, that's going to be all the younglings, and then Mike Tyson is obviously going to be like OG.
Love boxing.
Yeah.
And you're gonna hit two different crowds, right?
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I do think Netflix is genius.
Yeah.
Great ideas.
Genius.
Expand on vampire
Maybe,
related
yeah.
ideas.
Like, I woke up a vampire season 3.
Yeah,
you know what I
if
mean?
you're looking for ideas, that's what you should do. You know what I think you can play? You look like him right now.
Who?
His name is Daniel. Who's the guy who plays Karate Kid? The original Karate Kid.
This. Oh my God.
You
this
look
is
like
another
him.
thing I get in my comments all the time.
Yeah.
Daniel LaRusso.
Daniel
That's the name of
LaRusso.
the character.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh.
You look like him. You
Oh
could
my
play
God.
a
Ralph
young...
Macchio. My dad looked so much like young Ralph Macchio. Not anymore. But when my dad was young, he also was a black belt in karate.
Whoa. So you have something you could draw from, too. It was on Netflix, wasn't it?
I'm telling you, he did everything.
Was that show on Netflix? The new reboot of the Netflix show?
With Jaden Smith?
No. They brought it back as a TV show.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Is that on Netflix?
Yes, I love Cobra Kai.
Netflix. Listen, you want to make a biopic about the original Karate Kid?
They are.
There's your Karate Kid.
They're doing it.
Well, they need to scrap that one and start over.
They're doing it. Yeah, they found someone to play, I think, a version of him.
I'm going to go see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not. Netflix, some good ideas. That one, I'm not sure about. Last question.
Yes.
What's the best thing you saw on the internet this past week?
Oh my God. Listen, I'm gonna be real. Speaking of real, I was on Instagram Reels, and some of the fails just make me contemplate the human race. I'm like, what? Just how? Why? How? Let me see. Let me look in my Instagram Reels. I must have saved something recently. Yeah. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what I'm loving right now? Have you seen this subtle foreshadowing trend? Okay, basically, so I'll show you this video. Yeah. So people will have a fail that they did, but it was obviously it's they'll have a video and then they'll clip the part where they fail and then they'll be subtle foreshadowing. That. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
This is a girl doing an audition, and this resonated with me because obviously I do. And then it will actually show
I said that it shows you the whole time almost, and then see, you know why? That's because the attention span.
Yeah, exactly. The attention span.
That's how I'm gonna cut this
short.
whole interview. The whole interview is gonna be cut by your answer as we talk the question through.
Literally,
and it'll loop back around.
To
the actual answer.
Yeah.
Because attention spans.
Short. Very short.
So we drag the ending out. Really long. Yeah, and the attention spans, they're short.
Sure.
If I keep talking along, they're not going to watch this clip because it's too long.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you, everyone. Go pre-save Out of Control on all platforms. Spotify, if you guys want to for free, you could buy it. I would say just stream it for free on Spotify. You can get it on my Instagram at Niko.Ceci, Niko.Ceci. And on Spotify, Just Niko Ceci, Nikolceci. Pre-save it now. What time is it? 7, almost 12 a.m., p.m. You know, we were talking about that earlier. Get into it. You'll love it. Thank you for having me on. This was amazing.
Thanks for coming out.
Welcome
back anytime.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Because Design Matters. I'm going to play a little bit of music here. And y'all have a good evening.
Hi, my name is Niko Ceci, and I am watching Because Design Matters.
Wait a second. One last thing. We're back.
I'm back again.
Tell them what we're going to do.
So, we just thought of a genius idea. We're like, why not give you guys a little sneak peek of the song so you can go see what you're getting into before you go add it to your add it to your Spotify playlist.
Download it.
Download it, stream it.
All the things.
Yeah, so I guess here's Out of Control by me, Niko Ceci.
Know what we call this?
What do we call it?
This is a Because Design Matters exclusive.
This is a Because Design Matters exclusive.